Greetings everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our subject. Welcome back to our conversation. What we are trying to do is figure out our relationships and how to make them better, and what could be the issues that are causing us to fail at our relationships. This is a simple task that we have as people. As I have stated, it's only us that we are bound to. It's only us that we are here to get along with. There are other species on the planet, but it's only us that are geared to communicate with each other and form relationship with each other, and expound upon these relationships to make life more enjoyable. So it's been a while since I've been here. I had to take care of some business. Sometimes takes you away from the things that you would like to do, and forces you to do what you have to do so you can then go back to what you want to do. So that's what I've been doing. I've been taking care of business, but these subjects are very near and dear to me, and what I would like to see in our relationships. So one of the main things, I shouldn't say one of the main things, but a particular factor that I have picked as a subject to think, okay, this could be one of the things that's preventing us from connecting with each other properly, and that is youth trauma. Because if you are traumatized as a youth, it's hard to come up and then become a very productive adult. Not to say that you can't be productive, because there are many of us that suffer trauma and become successful. And, we don't use it as an excuse. We don't use it as a crutch. What happened, and that's the past, and we move forward. But there are some of us, maybe even a lot of us, maybe the majority of us, that are not built like that. And these youth traumas affect us going forward, and we don't become the healthy, healed adults that is necessary to be in a relationship with someone. We never become these adults. And so the main topic that I wanted to deal with today as a main topic is the topic of molestation, and how it affects us, and just how prominent this issue is. And I want to make this clear that this is not a subject that I'm looking at as just the victim side of it. I'm looking at the predatory side of it too, because something must have happened to these individuals. Not making excuses for them, but something had to have made them feel that they could not get, or did not qualify for a regular relationship, and be content with finding someone suitable in their own life endeavors. And so I'm looking at it with duality, to say, okay, you have a predator who is a sick individual, and then you have someone that is preyed upon who has now become potentially a sick and tainted individual, not necessarily to the extent of where they have no room to advance, or no room to grow, no room to get better, or no room for forgiveness. Because there's room for all of that in these cases if the individual is willing to partake in the proper steps to heal themselves. But just to look at some numbers here briefly. So I was looking up some numbers, and in the United States, the numbers are pretty scary, pretty daunting. And the numbers are as that 1 in every 5 girls or women that you see has been a victim of molestation, which is frightening. I've did some math in regard to these numbers, and according to the stats that I looked at, there are approximately 169 million women in the United States. And if you take that number and just say we apply, well, let's just first take that number and times it, 169 times 0.2, which is 0.02, which is the number, let's see, let's make sure we got this right, these numbers, because excuse me, that number is is 0.5. So if you take that number, 169 million, and times it by 0.5, so hold on, let me get this number right, because this isn't mathing right now. Okay, I got the fraction. I took the fraction, turned it into a decimal, and so you would multiply that number 169 times 0.2. So approximately, of the 169 million women that are in America, 33.8, closer to 34 million women have been molested. And if you to take that number and just say that we were equally spread across the United States, it would be like, ironically, 1.5 million women per state. If you did 52 states, it'd be 1.5 million women molested per state. The boys is at .05, it's approximately 165 men. It's 165 million men in America. And so that's about 8 million men that were molested in this country. These numbers are shocking, and we got to figure out, why are these rates so high? Are these perpetual offenders? what's going on in the background. But right now, we're just dealing with the base numbers, and to understand that, if this many people are being attacked, that's well over 40 million people, and it's because that's a large amount of people that have suffered from this offense. And there are effects to this offense. And if you are going out looking for a suitable mate, that cuts your numbers down, So some of the effects of molestation is what they call post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety. If you suffer from one of these ailments, post-traumatic stress disorder, some of the symptoms are difficulty concentrating, nightmares, having flashbacks, of course. Some would say our minds, some might say our spirits, whatever it is. It's unforgiving. It doesn't really care that you are abused. It looks at an opportune time to give you a horrible flashback of something. And if you can handle it, you're strong enough to stay here. And if you can't, then you will, be dismantled by these things. But they are real things that exist, and they happen to us. You got nightmares, you got flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, which is some of what I just touched on, or images, negative thoughts about oneself or the world, and ongoing negative emotions like fear, anger, guilt, and shame. You have depression. In depression, you have can have a persistent feeling of sadness, anxiety, emptiness, hopelessness, guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness behavior, irritability, frustration, relentlessness, or agitation, slowed physical activity, speech or thinking, sleep, difficulty sleeping, waking too early or oversleeping, appetite changes, unplanned weight changes, cognitive difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. That's depression. Post-traumatic stress disorder and depression are symptoms of someone that has been abused. And let's just continue with the anxiety, feeling irritable, tense or restless, having heart palpitations, sweating, trembling, or shaking, trouble concentrating or making decisions, nausea, abdominal distress, lightheadedness or dizziness, pins and needles, headaches, backaches, or other aches and pains, faster breathing, a fast thumping or irregular heartbeat, hot flashes, grinding your teeth, especially at night, and needing the toilet more or less often, changes in your sex drive. These are the physical side effects or symptoms of anxiety. Mental effects. You have a sense of impending danger, panic or doom, feeling weak or tired, trouble concentrating or thinking about anything other than the present worry, having difficulty controlling worry, having the urge to avoid things that trigger anxiety. So imagine trying to start a relationship with someone who suffers from all these ailments. And one thing about the dynamic of men and women, we're different. And this particular segment, I'm saying that if we just focus on women having these issues, and women are our social construct, if you will. Women are very social. They like to get together and talk and discern who's hot, who's not hot, who's handsome, who isn't handsome. And, they get together and formulate these little groups. Now imagine if one or two of the group have been affected by molestation. There are wise words that says, you don't need a whole lot of spoiled apples to spoil the batch. You just need one. So if you get one woman and she's in a group of 10, she can potentially affect the thinking of a third, maybe 2/3 of them. Now, they all have a mentality as if, hey, men are dangerous, men are this, men are the predators, they'll hurt you, they'll deceive you. And for the poor young man out there that's just looking for a decent relationship, he's walking into the proverbial spider web, and it's like, wow, I mean, where are my choices at? Where's my wife? Where's my woman? And they're all just, it's a mess, and it's something that we got to start figuring out. So today, we started with molestation and the effects of it, and how this could be, what's causing one of the issues that's preventing us from being together and having decent, honorable, respectable relationships with one another. So we have to learn how to forgive one another. We have to learn how to understand one another. We have to give each other a chance and not judge one another based upon things that we are not guilty of. So, again, I hope you will join the conversation. I hope when you come in, you will like the video, subscribe to the channel. This channel, we're going to go into trying to figure out and maybe understanding what's going on out here, because as I've stated before, our relationship numbers are way down in terms of marriage. We're not getting married. We don't really see each other in a positive light. And when we do, there are forces, family, friends, different forces that attack us, that make us on guard and say, you know what, I'm going to do it to them before they do it to me. And the relationship gets destroyed before we even start. So I hope you will come together with me, join the channel, start the conversation, leave a comment, and let's figure out how we can get ourselves in a better position to where we are respecting each other, honoring each other, and in healthy, productive relationships with each other. Thank you for listening, and again, come on and subscribe, and let's start the conversation. Talk to you later.